We're all looking for it, right? That faster path, the smarter hack, the one shortcut that's going to get us to the finish line first. But what if that entire search is the very thing that's holding you back? Today, we're going to flip that idea on its head and explore a really powerful truth. The shortcut is the work. You know that feeling, that constant, low-grade anxiety that maybe you're falling behind? It's that little voice inside that whispers, "Come on, there has to be an easier way." It's not your fault. We have been so conditioned by a culture of instant everything to believe that the hard work, well, that's just an obstacle, not the actual path.
But here's the uncomfortable truth, and I promise you, once you really get this, it will set you free. The shortcut isn't a clever way to avoid the work. The shortcut is doing the work.
And let's be honest, our world screams this at us relentlessly. Every overnight success story, every life hack you see, every new tool promising to 10x your productivity, they're all selling the exact same modern promise that you can have the results without the process. It creates this silent pressure to not just succeed, but to succeed faster than everybody else. And this brings us right to what I call the great shortcut myth. It's this really seductive belief that speed equals strength. But we're about to break down why the fastest path is rarely the strongest, and why chasing that speed, well, it often robs us of the very capacity we need to sustain success in the first place. Think about it like this. On one side, you've got a paper boat. It's fast, it's easy to make, but it has zero resilience. That's the shortcut. It gives you this feeling of progress, but there's no endurance. On the other side, you have a tree with deep, gnarly roots, built slowly, patiently, with the strength to withstand any storm. That is the reality of the work. One is just a fleeting result. The other is a lasting investment in your own foundation. Okay, so if the work is the way, what fuels it? It's not glamour, and it's not some kind of innate genius. It's repetition. This is the engine of mastery. It's where the most mundane, ordinary, everyday actions quietly compound into something truly extraordinary. Think about any skill you've ever really mastered. Really got good at. It followed this exact path. At first, your efforts feel totally invisible, like you're making no difference at all. Then comes that awkward phase, where every single action feels clumsy and unnatural. But you stick with it. You just keep putting in the reps. And slowly, it starts to feel natural. And then, one day, you do it, flawlessly, without even thinking. That moment of effortlessness, that wasn't magic. It was forged in all that invisible work. This right here is such a critical mindset shift. The next time you see someone operating with what looks like pure, raw talent or instinct, I want you to see beyond the performance. See the thousands of hours of accumulated reps. What you're really witnessing isn't a gift. It's a history of invisible work that's finally been made visible. All right, let's talk about the one thing we are all programmed to avoid, the very thing shortcuts promise to protect us from: failure. But what if failure isn't the enemy? What if it's actually your greatest accelerator? It's time to reframe every single mistake, not as a setback, but as a dense packet of data that actually moves you forward, faster.
You know, fearing mistakes keeps you on the snail's path. You're in this little loop, moving slowly and cautiously, and you don't really achieve much. But embracing failure, that's the rocket ship. Every misstep, every failed experiment becomes fuel. It's the data that lets you course correct, refine your approach, and ultimately achieve liftoff far faster than those who never risk a fall.
This is what we call the iceberg illusion. And honestly, it's one of the most damaging myths in our professional lives. We only ever see the 10% of success that's above the water. We don't see the 90% below, the messy, unglamorous, invisible work. The failed attempts, the late nights, the lessons learned through trial and error. Every single breakthrough you admire is standing on a mountain of unseen effort. So, if success is built on reps and refined by failure, where does it all come together? It happens in the most challenging and, frankly, the most important phase of any journey: the messy middle. This is the proving ground. It's where potential is either realized or it's abandoned. Every single journey worth taking looks just like this. The start is all passion and excitement. The end is that victory we all dream about. But the middle is a grind. The novelty wears off, progress seems to stall out, and the end feels impossibly far away. This is the danger zone. This is where the doubt creeps in, and it's where most people give up, usually right before their breakthrough. And right here, this is the single most important reframe you can possibly make.
That feeling of being stuck in the middle, that is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you are in formation. It is the crucible where your real capability is being forged, where your resilience is being tested, and where the confidence you're going to need for the next level is being earned. The middle isn't an obstacle. It's the transformation itself.
And this is where this all leads. Because when you commit to the work, when you embrace that messy middle, something much deeper happens. The goal stops being just about achieving an outcome. The process itself actually starts to change you. This isn't just about building skills anymore. This is about building your identity. Now, embracing the work doesn't mean moving blindly. You can navigate this whole process with intelligence. Shorten your feedback loops so you can learn and adapt way faster. Track your progress, not for perfection, but just to see the small wins that prove you're moving forward. Intentionally stack your skills so that each new ability makes the others more valuable. And yeah, learn to stay consistent even through the boredom. Because boredom, that's just the sound of reps turning into mastery.
So let me ask you directly, and I really want you to be honest with yourself here. Where, in your work or in your life right now, are you avoiding that messy middle? Where are you secretly hoping for a shortcut to bypass the very work that holds the key to your next level of growth?
Because here's the ultimate payoff. The reason we embrace the reps and the failures and that messy middle. It's not just about getting the trophy at the end. The work doesn't just build your resume.
It builds your identity. It forges you into someone who doesn't run from a challenge. It rewires you to see a setback not as a dead end, but as data. The process changes who you are long before it ever changes what you have. And that internal foundation, that is the only advantage that can't be copied, that can't be automated, that can't be outsourced. It's what allows you to be the calm in the storm and the one who is ready when that moment of opportunity finally arrives. It really all comes down to this. While others searched for easier paths, they were building capacity. And capacity is the ultimate currency. In a world obsessed with quick wins, the person with the deepest capacity will always win in the long run. Why? Because capacity compounds. Because the capacity you build isn't just for you. The strength you forge in doing the work, well, that becomes the shelter for others. True growth isn't just about how far you go, it's about how many people you take with you. So I'll leave you with this question. Who are you enabling today?